Hello, you're welcome to my page, and today we'll be looking at the poem The Schoolboy. Today it's a poetry session. We'll take a look at stanza by stanza analysis and also the themes, the language or the diction and the structure of the poem. Before that, let's take a look or we'll take a quick peek at the poem or poet's background. It is important to do this before we analyze any poem because it prepares the mind of us, the readers, and also gives us an access to the poet's art. If you have a copy of the poem with you, please follow me as I read. I love to rise in the summer morning when the birds sing on every tree. The distant huntsman winds is on, and the skylark sings with me. Oh, what a sweet company! But to go to school in the summer morning, oh, it drives all joy away. Under a cruel eye out one, the little ones spend the day in sighing and dismay. Ha! Then at times I drooping sit and spend many an anxious hour. Nor in my book can I take delight, nor sit in learning's bower, worn through with the dreary shower. How can the bird that is born for joy sit in a cage and sing? How can a child, when fears annoy, but droops his tender wing, and forget his youthful spring? O father and mother, if buds are nipped and blossoms blown away, and if the tender plants are stripped of their joy in the springing day, by sorrow and care dismay, how shall the summer arise in joy? Or the summer fruits appear? Or how shall we gather what griefs destroy? Or bless the mellowing year when the blast of winter appears? The poet William Blake is a romantic poet. In this poem, William Blake titled it The Schoolboy. And one of the characteristics of romanticists is that they believed in the use of their imagination to explore literary creativity as a means of defying nature. Romantists subscribe to the idea that the only way to achieve satisfaction for the soul is to have a profound power of imagination and to also be radical and non-conventional in thinking. Romantic poets like William Blake, they idolize nature and regard it as a great source of inspiration or muse. Romanticists such as William Blake found solace in escaping in the beautiful world of nature. Intensive formal education was one of the fallouts of the Industrial Revolution, and as seen in the poem, Blake maintains that education takes away the individual's sense of fulfillment and quest for adventure. As a romantic poet, William Blake's Schoolboy celebrates and appreciates nature and condemns every form of human and societal restriction placed on it. It is also critique the destruction of childhood innocence as a result of emphasis placed on the importance of classroom education. The subject matter of this poem, number one, is the lamentation of a young boy who is not happy with the restrictions placed on him, which has not allowed him to fraternize with nature as he would love or he would have loved to. As a young boy, growing up in his childhood innocence, he, he would rather frolic and play away with his friend than to be placed under a cage he calls school. The regimentation of this child's life by a host of parental and social rules and regulation leads to the child becoming sad as he longs for freedom to bask in the beauty of summer. According to the boy, for him, nature is the only place where he can find emotional, physical, psychological fulfillment and happiness. He is not happy that he has not been allowed the freedom that is associated with nature. He is unhappy with his parents who want him to go to school. This ushers in one of the main thematic preoccupations of the poet in his poem, which is the subjugation of the child. This also brings the conflict between neoclassicists who believed and celebrated restraint and reason as important virtues that each individual must possess, and the romanticists who were exponents of celebrating the beauty of nature and imagination. So we can conclude that this poem explores the beauty of nature and the importance of staying intimate with or appreciating nature. The poetic personnel, the poet, laments that classroom education stifles creativity and offers no joy. The teachers are hostile and the environment is not encouraging at all. The poetic personnel posits that traditional education cripples freedom. He sees education as a bondage, and this is why he asks us why a bird that is meant to fly is restricted to sit in a cage and sings. Stanza 1. We see a boy who is not happy to wake up in the morning just for him to go to school. We see a boy who is very happy when he wakes up and sees the dawn of a new and delightful summer morning. Because summer morning, according to romantic poets, they are a very beautiful and unparalleled bliss of joy. The boy is amused by the chirping of the birds announcing a new dawn. He is also fascinated by the melodious sounds coming from the hunter's horn, sounding from a distant field, and the mellow tunes from the skylark bird. All these experiences from the natural world attract the boy to the extent that he exclaims, "Oh, what a sweet company." But we're about to see how the boy's happiness gradually turns into lamentation. In stanza 6 to 10, which line 6 to 10 rather, in the second stanza, we discover that the yearnings and the aspirations of the boy to frolic and enjoy himself within the ambit of a natural environment of the child is frustrated by constraints of having to go to school under the watchful eyes in which the poet symbolizes as a cruel eye. Who is the cruel eye represents his teachers at school. It is very obvious that the innocent quest and desires of children are in conflict with that of the older people. Everyone likes to wake up, play, and enjoy he or herself. But what we have is that the society has given us a rule, a guideline in which we have to conform. Thus, little children, the little ones who spend the day in sighing and dismay, according to poets, are not happy. The feeling that they are in a bondage, in a form of shackle, and they cannot be free. Instead of them to be outside enjoying the summer, the child has to compulsorily attend the school where he merely spends his day in boredom and sadness. Lines 11 to 15 shows that the boy is distressed and weary of the result of his predicament. The boy sits in a classroom, but his mind is far away. He is thinking of the beautiful elements of the summer. The boy does not enjoy sitting down in a classroom setting, which he sees as an embodiment of physical and mental torture or oppression or enslavement. The boy is not delighted by reading books because he is being compelled to do so, in which the poet described in line 15 as one through with dairy shower, which means that all these emotional torture are coming from his teachers. Within this context, we can say that education is a tool to inflict maximum pain on the poet persona and other children like him. Line 16 to 20. The child was unhappy and likens himself to a bird that is in a cage. A bird represents freedom. A bird metaphorically represents the boy in question. He now likens himself to a bird that is in cage. This means that he is in prison, and from this he is not happy as he is not being able to express himself freely. The next lines 20 to 25, we see the boy searching for a practical solution to his problem. Then he appeals to his parents. It is very clear and obvious in his lamentation that he is of the view that if a promising child like him is removed from the source of his happiness and joy, which is play, he will not be able to flourish. Then, the lines in this stanza are unique because of his deliberate use of elements of nature to describe the poet's persona and foreground his message. He said, and I quote, "Oh, father and mother, if birds are nipped and blossoms blown away, if the tender plant are stripped of their joy in the springing day." In this line, we can say that the boy and others like him, they are the birds and tender plants which will be destroyed if they are severed from nature. They are not allowed to play. Lines 25 to 30, the last stanza of the poem, it continues to conclude the ideas presented in the previous stanza. It contains a lot of rhetorical questions and arguments of the poet's persona. Is that there is no way he can be fruitful or even flourish if he does not have access to nature. He says, and I quote in the poem, "How shall the summer arise in joy, or the summer fruit appear? Or how shall we gather what griefs destroy, or bless the mellowing year, when the blast of winter appear?" The idea of the poet or the speaker conveying is that the childhood pleasures and joys are censored and truncated as a result of the regimented lifestyle, and that is integral to education. Adult life will be utterly dry and unproductive. Nature in this poem becomes the source of life, of regeneration, of vitality, and of virality. If you are asked in the examination or to discuss the themes, we will know that the first theme of the poem is that education that is acquired in a natural setting or in a classroom, that is education that is acquired in natural setting, is more fulfilling than formal education in a classroom. This means that when a child is learning in an informal manner, he tends to learn and grab faster than being subjected to classroom tortures. The second theme of the poem is that there was the theme of beauty and splendor of nature. The third theme is a quest for fulfillment in nature. The fourth theme, loss of the euphoria of childhood. The fifth, formal education in a classroom is a form of imprisonment. Sixth, children should be given the opportunity to chart their destiny. We can conclude that the language and the diction of this poem is very simple and accessible. Hope you've learned from this session. If so, please invite your friends to like and subscribe to our channels also. And do not forget to leave your comments in the comment section. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.